Hey there everyone, and welcome to our June 2025 fall reveal video. We have so many beautiful products in this release and we're sure you're going to love them. Let's jump in. First up in our release, we have our Craft Your Life project kit, Bold and Beautiful. In this collection, you have a 6x8 stamp set, a simple colouring stencil set, 3D embossing folder, and also a die set. If we take a look at the stamp set first, you can see that we have this huge background floral. We also have some sentiments in kind of a solid one and also a smaller. Let's take a look inside of the stamp set packaging. You can see that we have some fabulous inspiration. We also have a guide to show you how the stamp set will work with the simple colouring stencil set. This will also work the same for the 3D embossing folder as everything is sized the same. So we're just going to move that one out. You can see here that we then have the stencil set. In here we have 4 stencils and these are all 6x6. These are going to line up on the stamp set and also the 3D embossing folder, so you can kind of get that all over colour. You can see that we do have the 3D embossing folder, and this is exactly the same as the stamp set, sorry, and you can see that this is going to give you that beautiful textured look on your cardstock when you do use this. Let's pop that back. And then we also have the die set. In here we have a number of different flowers, we have lots of leaves, and we also have the dies that will cut out the large sentiments from the stamp set. So let's take a look at a project. I've just done a quick one here. You can see that I've used the 3D embossing folder to give me that texture. I've also then used the fabulous simple colouring stencil to add colour, a little bit of artist marker to add some detail, and we also have the sentiment from the stamp set. Next up, we have our Build a Garden, and this is the Radiant Blossoms, and this is very, very cute. In this collection, we have a 6x4 stamp set, we have the simple colouring stencil set, the die set is included, and we also have the mini blending tool, which I know everyone loves. So let's take a look at the stamp set. In here, you can see that we have this large flower cluster and also a basket. So these can be used together and they can be used separately. We also have a number of different sentiments around the outside. Within the packaging, we do have some inspiration, and we also have the layering guide to see how the stamp works with the simple colouring stencil set to colour in the flowers and also the basket. So you can see that we also have the stencil set in here. In here we have 5 stencils, and these are 4.5 by 6, and they're going to colour in the various different parts of the image on the stamp set. Then we have the die set, and this is going to cut around the big floral cluster, the basket, and also the large solid sentiments that we have from the stamp set. And also we do get that mini blending tool included. Here I have a project using the flowers from the set. I have 2 sets of them there. I've also used this simple colouring stencil. You can see how many layers that is going to add to that, and I just think that this is such a very, very pretty set. Next up, we have our crafter flower, and this is the Prairie Roses. Rose is the actual birth flower for June, so this one might be a good one to kind of make cards for June birthdays. You can see here that we have 3 different flowers. Each of them have the keyhole system, so you know which petals go with which flower, and we also have a little bud and also a smaller bud over here, as well as a huge kind of stem and some additional leaves too. So I'm going to open that up. You can see that as well as cutting cutting the image as well as cutting the image and also the keyhole system, we also have some embossed lines on there to add some added detail. We do have the layering guide on the back so you can see just how well these flowers go together, and it makes it so quick and easy to do. I am going to bring in a project. Even though this is a spring or summer kind of flower, I have created it to get a more autumn look that you can see here, and I did use all of the images from the die set to create this image. Next up, we have our creative cuts, and this one is a little bit different than normal. This is the Zero Waste Embroidered Motifs. So you can see here that you are going to get 2 different dies, and they are all on kind of one sheet, and you're going to be able to use these separately or together. It's completely up to you what you want to do. And as the name suggests, it is zero waste. So that means that this image that you get here, you can use the in and the out, but then we also have the shadow piece that you can kind of layer the in pieces on, or use this by itself as well, because we do have that embossed look in there as well. You can see that we have some inspiration on the back, but I know that you guys are going to have so many ideas. So I'm just going to bring in a project here, and you can see I have just used the negative piece from the smaller die and also some colourful card strips at the back, and that completes this project. Next up, we have our mini delight, and this is the Regal frame. In this kit, you're going to get a 4x3 stamp set and also a small die set. Now, if you have a smaller budget, this may be one that you want to give a go, because you do get a stamp and a die. Let's take a look at the stamp first. If I can lift that up, sorry, bring that back in. You can see that we have a large cluster on the center of the stamp set and also a number of different sentiments. The flower cluster has a kind of silhouette feel, but it also has some engraved marks on there to make it a little bit different. We do have some inspiration on the back of the stamp set. When we move on to the die set, you can see that it's a smaller size, but it still packs a punch. In here, you're going to be able to cut out a frame. You're going to be able to use the in and also the out to kind of create an arch on your cardstock. We also have some leaves and a stem, and also some really pretty flowers. You can see here that I have created a project just using this. I have used the fabulous stamp in the background to create my own pattern paper. You can see that we have the frame here and also the die cut flowers. Next up, we have another die set, and this is the Sweet Apricots layering die set. This is very, very beautiful, very cute, and also very large. So you can see here that we have a number of different dies. We have a branch with a twig that kind of layers on top. We have 3 different apricots, 2 which are full, and then we have a half one, and then we also have some blossom for it as well. And like I said, this is a big set. You can see just how large that branch is. It's near enough the size of my hand. On the back of the packaging, you can see that we do have the layering guide for each of the elements in the die set, and we do have the keyhole system in here, so it's really quick and easy to kind of pop all of these pieces together. I have created a project here, and I am loving the colours that I have chosen to create these fabulous little sweet apricots. We also have another die set. This is the Bellflower Bliss layering die set. This is very, very cute. So we have a stem on here, and we also have a number of different bell flowers that you can see here. Because we have the keyhole system, we have the keyhole system on the flowers and also on the stem. So you can know which of these are going to fit perfectly on the stem and in which orientation, so you can get this exact look every time. We do have the layering guide right on the back of the packaging, so you don't have to go looking anywhere to know how this goes together. Just have a simple project just using the kind of whole image that we have here, a simple background and a simple sentiment. Next up, we have another die set. Now this is small but mighty. This is the Cute Open Rose. You can see that we have this fabulous rose image here, and we have a number of leaves and also some flower centers to work well with the flower. Again, this does have the keyhole system in here, so you can quickly and easily pop this together. And again, we have that layering guide on the back, so you know just how perfectly this goes together. Again, another simple project for this die set. You can see that I've just used the rose here and all of the leaves to create that cute little embellishment right in the corner of my project. Next up, we have the Versatile Greetings 3, and in this collection we have a press plate and also a matching die set. So in the press plate, you are going to get all of the sentiments. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sentiments in here. But you're going to be able to kind of mix and match these together to create various different sentiments. It's not just one or two that you can create with this. We also have the die set available, and now this will cut out the sentiment itself, just as it does with the press plate. So exactly the same sizing, but also it's going to cut out the kind of shadow. So you can use this with the dies or the press plate to add a shadow to your sentiment parts. You can see here that it is still quite large, so it's not going to get lost on any card. And I just love to play with this one to create various different custom sentiments, and we're sure you're going to have lots of fun using this one. Next up, we have Magical Peony, and in this collection we have a press plate and also a matching simple colouring stencil set. So in the press plate set, we just have one press plate in here. Oops, let's move that over so you can see. We have this beautiful large image of a peony. It is really quite large. We also have the kind of folded over petals have this striped detail in them to give them a little bit of a different look. Now, as well as that, we also have the simple colouring stencil set. In this, we have 4 stencils, and these are all 4.5 by 6, and they are going to allow you to colour in the various different pieces from the press plate. You can see here that we do have a layering guide to show you just how this goes together, and it does give you a very pretty look, which you can see on the side there. I'm just going to bring in a project that I have created with this. I've used some purples and some peaches to create a very different look to this peony. Next up, we have Today is a Good Day, and in this collection we have a die set and a matching builder stencil. This is so cool. If you love large sentiments, this may be one that you want to get and play with. In the die set, we have 3 different dies. We have the whole sentiment itself, we have the shadow for the sentiment, then we have this piece here, which is going to cut around all of the images that you can create with the stencil. So these work perfectly together. Let's just open it up and you can see the images there. And we also have some inspiration on the back. Let's then take a look at the stencil set. In here, we have 3 different stencils, and these are going to colour in the words themselves, top and bottom, so you can kind of change the colour on there. We also have some leaves as well and some little dots to create a beautiful pattern around that stenciled sentiment. In here, we do have the layering guide to show you how this goes together, and then you can kind of cut that out with the largest die that you have in the die set. I had so much fun playing with this one. I'm loving the colors, and the sentiment itself where it says today is a good day to make someone happy is very, very pretty. Next up, we have a stamp set, and this is Cornered Blooms. So in here we have 2 matching kind of images that would fit in the corner of your project, or you can kind of fit them together to create some square shapes as well. As well as that, we also have some sentiments in there to kind of finish off your card. We do have some inspiration within the stamp packaging, and it shows you which kind of colors that have been used to create this exact look as well. Just going to bring in a project here, and I have just used one of these corners and kind of used the stamp wheel to stamp them together like this into a rectangle, and just used a simple sentiment that I had already had stamped. We're also releasing two background 3D embossing folders. We have the Batik Blooms and also the Blooming Doily Charm. First, let's take a look at the Batik Blooms. Now, this is a 6x6 3D embossing folder, and we have this beautiful kind of floral look on here. You could definitely just use this on its own on the background of a card to create a beautiful effect. Here I have used the 3D embossing folder after masking out an area of color, and I think that this just looks very, very pretty. For the Blooming Doily Charm, we again have a 3D embossing folder here, and it is 6x6, and we have this kind of beautiful tiled pattern on here. I think that this is very pretty. You could definitely cut these images out and use them on their own as well. Here I've just used that as a simple background in the back of this card. Last but by no means least, we're finishing off this release with some background stencils. We have the Playful Stripes. This is a 6x6 background stencil. You can see that we have this beautiful kind of like zebra print on there. And then we also have the Heritage Chevron Weaves, and this is very beautiful, kind of retro, maybe retro wallpaper that you can see there. And again, this is 6x6. Here are just a few projects from our design team and also our guest designers. We really do hope that you've spotted something in here that inspires you and makes you want to create something beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.